I want to thank Jaron for staying up here late last night to get a hold of William Kostric. When I first heard the news reporting this, it was like guy with an earpiece out there with a gun right in front of Obama. No, he was down the street at a private rally in New Hampshire where they're trying to reclaim their liberty by openly demonstrating the Second Amendment. That's how you get it back. They've got us to hide in our houses with it, to where now every day or two I see an article of some old man working on his rifle in his garage, and the neighbors in Texas call the police and they come arrest him, or in Illinois or anywhere. So William Kostric does have a lot of courage to do that. Some other fellow today, hours before Obama even arrived in New Hampshire, they arrested him saying it was illegal to have a gun without a permit. You don't have to have a permit to have a gun in New Hampshire, or most states. So that just illustrates what he's talking about. He's with the Free States Project. He had a big Restore the Republic sign. We talked to Gary Franchi yesterday, Kurt Nimmo did, and said, no, we know that guy. He really is a patriot. But with all these setups and the ADL and Simon Wiesenthal Center, and also the mainly the Southern Poverty Law Center demonizing me and others, we're looking for them to stage something, so that's what we're concerned about. But Mr. Kostric, it's good to have you on with us today.
It's good to be with you.
It's good to have you here. Tell us about yourself. Tell us where you really were, what you were doing. I've seen very few people do as well with Chris Matthews because he won't let you talk and sits there attacking you. I think you cleaned Chris Matthews' clock almost as good as when we went and shut him down with a bullhorn. But, you know, that's one in a million, thanks to the great demonstrators. But, no, seriously, one-on-one, you did a great job. I don't think I could have done a job as good as you did, being calm while that weasel was talking to you.
Well, I got to tell you, I was sweating. It was rough. He's good at what he does. I don't hold him any ill will. I see a lot of people wrote some nasty things about him. You know, fact is, the name of the show is Hardball. That's what he does. That's what I expected walking in. I've been in sales for a while. I have a little bit of experience public speaking, so that helped out. But even so, it was pretty brutal. And I was glad watching it afterwards that everything went as well as it did.
Absolutely. People can watch the whole clip up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Tell us about what you actually saw out at the event, and then what made you think, I'm going to go wear a sidearm on my side, and I'm going to have a sign saying, water the tree of liberty.
You know, it's a fortuitous confluence of events. I was at some other activism in the state and was having a conversation with some folks. I wasn't even actually aware of the visit of the rally, and it was just the day before. They said, you know, he's coming in. It's gonna be a big deal, and I'm like, well, you know, someone should be there open carrying, and everybody kind of looked at me like I was a little off, and I said, well, you know, then I'll go do it. And
but what you're doing is so revolutionary that I mean, people wimp out on this. And even in Texas now, if you're trying to walk with a shotgun by your own ranch down the side of a highway, a cop will pull up and ask what you're doing. In America, no one dare carry a rifle in the back of their pickup truck anymore. Just 15 years ago, you saw it everywhere. They're killing our culture, you and others. I know Vermont, New Hampshire, Arizona, a few other states, people are open carrying everywhere. Colorado, and the slaves are having to learn that this is their right. And I saw Violence Policy Center, Brady gun grab group on MSNBC this morning. They were talking about you and others viciously, how dangerous it is. But see, they've got all their armed police and all their weapons. They're threatened by their slaves. They're like Bengal tigers in the jungles of India, not liking to see a little deer suddenly grow big claws and fangs. So we are their food, and of course they're going to want us to be declawed and defanged before they drop out of a tree like a boa constrictor and have their way with us.
Yeah, it's interesting because the truth is, I don't know the exact number, but I think over 40 states it's legal to open carry in, but the vast majority of those you don't dare unless you want to get your face slammed into the ground. And New Hampshire is a place where you still generally can. As activists, we have had a few incidents, nothing brutal, but minor harassments, and we've gone, spoke to the police chief, spoke to the media, spoke to the mayor, and educated them on that everyone who's carrying a firearm is not a criminal. And that's why it's important for people to do it regularly, to be seen doing it, so that people don't make the assumption when they see a firearm that it's a criminal. They need to see it so often that when they see it, the assumption is, that's a law-abiding citizen, that's my neighbor, that's a guy that I can trust.
Well, what you're doing is as revolutionary as it gets to restore the republic. And, Mr. Kostric, I can only commend what you're doing. I'm
glad that you guys were able to talk to Gary and clear up, at least on your site, this whole agent provocateur thing. It still seems pretty widespread in other areas of the internet.
But see, that shows even. I mean, that shows. Well, I mean, we see the feds provocateur stuff constantly. And so 9 times out of 10 it is. And then to see somebody with incredible courage like yourself, because it's one thing to do open carry in New Hampshire or Colorado or Vermont or Arizona at some event or when you're out doing business. But, I mean, when the president's coming around, again, just amazing courage on your part. And I don't think it's really an apology, but more of a correction that, well, we didn't say you were a Fed for sure. We said, we'll find out, and we did, and then corrected it. Again, your bold courage and Thomas Jefferson spirit really puts us to shame, so we commend you. But absolutely. What was it like when you were out there? What was it like? You were talking to the fellow who was out there, I guess a few blocks away from where Obama was at on private property, with a handgun strapped to his hip, to his thigh, and the Water the Tree of Liberty quote from Thomas Jefferson.
I was in the thick of the protesting area for a good half hour, 40 minutes, I don't know, at least a half an hour. And many of the state police, the local police, they had walked past me numerous times, countless times already. I'm there holding my sign. And then we see them moving through the crowd looking down. And someone said to me, oh, they're checking people's hands. And, of course, I knew at that moment that, no, they're looking for me. So I just waited there with my sign. And the gentleman who came up to me, Lieutenant McDonald, was very cordial, extremely polite. I saw someone say on one of the comments that, if a cop sees someone with a gun at something like this, they don't just walk up and say hi. Well, that's exactly what happened. He walked up, he introduced himself. He said, would you mind stepping off to the side and speaking with me? I did. We have video of the entire encounter from the time he walked up to the end of it. Very cordial, very polite. I can't.
Is that posted yet? I'd like to play that here because we're also doing a TV show right now.
It is nowhere online as of right now.
We need to get that up on YouTube. That isn't.
We were working on that. We've been working on it.
Well, good. Can't wait to see that.
Actually, there were several cameras on scene. So
good. Is there a website that we should look for it to surface on?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, I mean, on YouTube, what are you going to call the video? Patriot.
Wow. What do you suggest?
No, I'm just thinking because I want to post it on InfoWars and Prison Planet as soon as it comes up, William. Now,
well, I'll tell you, as soon as we get it taken care of, you'll be the first to know.
Okay, well, you're awesome.
I'll send you an update.
You bet. Well, I always talk about how we've got to save the gun culture by exercising it openly. Because, I mean, it's gotten to the point in Texas where a carpet cleaner comes to your house and sees a gun case and calls the cops. Because they live in TV land, and they think because everything's based in New York and Chicago on these dramas that those cop shows are real. The general public thinks those actors are real people. I mean, the public's like literally under mind control. And so they come to your house and think your guns are illegal. So what you're doing is invaluable. But what was it like once the national media contacted you? Were you like, how did you do that? I mean, Chris Matthews didn't know what to do. The fact that we're not cowed, that you're not cowed, that people are breaking their spell was just so, and that you weren't apologetic to him, was just devastating.
Well, the way it went down, unremorseful. I think that's the way I'm labeled on the Arianna Huffington site. Amazingly enough. What happened is he went ahead and asked me to, if I was aware of the federal law, 1,000 feet from a school. I said that I was, that there were exceptions to that I was an exception to that, and he called it in. He said basically that that doesn't matter, that because it's a school, is that they can ask me to leave, and if I refuse to leave, then I would be arrested, in fact, for trespassing.
So the cop said this to you?
He did. Once again, he's very polite. He was calling in, checking back with, whoever was in charge there. And
because you can't have a slave with a gun near the emperor. Okay.
Well, he did say we're going to have to move you 1,000 feet, and this is where things just got really amazing, because I said, well, okay, where is the 1,000-foot line? And he didn't know, so he got on the phone and started trying to find out. Meanwhile, there's been such a ruckus that these news agencies are starting to come up and talk to me.